Hey YouTube, this is Corey from Aquarium Co-op. I'm here with Tom, a moderator on Washington Fish Box. And what are we going to see today?
Well, we're going to see our new fish room setup that I've got going on in my house.
Alrighty, let's get started. Alright, so tell us about your kind of awesome living room setups here. Let's start with the one on the right.
So the one on the right is my big cold water community tank. I try to keep that one pretty much at room temperature. Room temperature here drops down to 65 in winter. It recently moved. This is the tank that moved in from the big 29 gallon.
Okay.
And it's currently recycling the Java moss. It's one of the big things that I use it for. The wood and the rocks are all crusted over with Java moss, and in a couple of weeks I should have a big cloud of it.
Sure.
Right now it's just tiger barbs, cherry barbs, white clouds. I actually took a bunch of the white clouds and put them on a pond outside.
Okay.
They've been spending the summer over there. And that's about it. It's running a Fluval 206 and another Phoenix Light.
And how long has this one been set up down here?
This is probably one of the first ones I set up down here. It's got running on 3 months now.
Okay. Yep.
Struggle with algae a little bit, but it's starting to wash off of the rocks.
Nice. Breeders from End, and they're framed in here with these low stands, so it almost looks like we're watching TV from the side instead of the front. It's real cool. You know, there's a lot of depth to this tank when you look at it from this. You know, it looks like those cherry barbs are, 10 feet away, and even though they're only a couple feet in. It's real neat. Another 40-gallon breeder here.
This guy is my warmer water tank.
Okay.
And it's got my big community of Harlequin boreas. It's got my group of chocolate gouramis. It's got a stray little blue gourami female. And it's holding my exclamation mark rasboras for the time being. They're just kind of hanging out in the middle there.
Sure.
Another tank that I just moved down. Plants are still settling in. A couple of them have done pretty well, and a couple of them are still trying to get their bearings. Again, struggled with algae on this one, but it's starting to wash off, and as soon as I get a few more shrimp in there, it'll be set to go.
Here.
So this is my up-and-coming sorority tank, beta sorority tank. There's right now just one beta that's hanging out, and there's two little strawberry. There's a female and a male in the back.
Okay.
This is just recently planted, again with the move, still setting up.
And what size tank is this?
This is the 18-inch cube. So
okay.
24 gallon.
More LED lighting, and looks like mostly low light plants here. Some Anubias. Looks like Cophifolia there.
Yep.
And a different type of substrate. This one, like some fine black sand. It looks like, as opposed to the chunkier stuff. And so tell us about this kind of rack system it's set up on. I know you like these ones.
I tend to like these little wireframe racks. The 18 by 24 fits these 18-inch cubes really well. The longer version holds the 20 longs really well, and the shorter version holds a 10-gallon really well. They hold the weight fantastically, and they're adjustable at the bottom, so they're just convenient.
I see. It looks like you've got another cube planned up right above this one here. Just waiting to be
shell dwellers, most likely.
Okay, shell dwellers. Nice. That'll be a different theme than what you've got going on here. Alrighty, tell us about this tank.
So this is a small river setup that I've got going on. It's been going on for about a year. It just got moved downstairs and replanted a couple of weeks ago. The main residents are a couple of stir-by quarries that are sitting in the bottom there. There's a couple of head and tail light tetras and a couple of porthole life bearers.
Oh, interesting. The porthole live bears. You don't see those very often. And it looks like you're running the Phoenix lighting here. How's that working out on this shallow tank?
Pretty awesome. That plant is actually Jungle Val. And
Oh, wow.
that's as tall as it grows. It just keeps spreading all over the place. There's these tiny little babies right here, here. That little guy right there is about a day old.
So it actually is dwarfing, and I think
Right.
that might be some of the problem people have when they're trying to see if they have SAD or VAL, stuff like that. It's probably lighting. You know, is this the Ray 2 or is this the Fuge Ray on here?
And I think it's a Ray too.
Ray 2. Wow. Yeah, so that's a lot of light on this
Mm-hmm.
this tank, and you know, algae free pretty much. Looks like, what kind of background you got going on there?
Just a little piece of plastic. So,
Wow, yeah.
Some black.
Awesome. And then you're running, looks like a Phoenix canister filter there.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. And this is the Mr. Aqua 12 long. Is that what this one
That's
is? Yeah. All right. Down below here, what do we got?
We've got a community of clownchillies, and there's a couple of pigment spotted rasboras, the maculatus.
Okay. Yep.
The tank was recently planted with a bunch of guppy grass, and after the move, the guppy grass isn't doing so good, so I'm going to replant it in a couple of days.
Makes sense. Newly moved. It's a 20 long. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And what temperature you run these guys at?
I try to run these guys at low 70s
Okay.
usually.
Yep.
Temperature should be right around 72 right now.
Alrighty. Looks like another Fuge Ray light up here
Mm-hmm.
running, and then it looks like you're running a Fluval canister filter on it.
Yep.
So that's the 106. Okay. Yep.
With a big piece of sponge.
It is a big sponge there for the bio load, and looks like puts out a lot of current for them.
This used to be the Cyclic community tank. Those guys recently found a slightly better home, and right now it's just a home for these Petricola cynos.
They're pretty awesome. It's not often you get to see a group of them, and especially a species-only tank as it is right now.
I think it's gonna stay that way.
Oh, nice. That's, you know, maybe we'll get some eggs out of it and stuff like that. Looks like another canister filter, and looks like the Aquaclear 110 on the back there. Not running at the moment.
Yep. With just these three guys, you don't need that much flow.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, nice dim light. They're actually out and about and active, which a lot of times you see people using too much light and they just
They tend to hide, yeah, they like the caves. They like the caves out in front of the tank so that they hide underneath them, but you can see them because they're in front.
Sure. No, these are cool. These are one of my favorite fish. I still want to get a big group of them going.
I'm trying to see if I can get it to tone down the flow from the little Eheim filter.
Okay,
That's a new mini up that I just ran into.
And does that come with that little attachment, or is that...
That is something that I borrowed from, I'm pretty sure that's from one of those Phoenix canisters.
Okay.
And I've just got it there redirecting the flow, trying to see if I can tone it down. Otherwise it blows the incidence all over the place. So it's a little start. Got some used gravel from a different tank just to get it started.
And how many gallons is this? Looks pretty tiny.
I think it's one and a half.
Yeah, it's for the
It's
side shot
tiny.
here. It's, you know, these little Eheim filters aren't that big, and you can see, you know, if you put my hand here, you know, it's probably only looks 5 inches wide. But no, it looks good. And do you have any idea what you think you might put in there?
Shrimp, just a few shrimp.
Okay. Yeah.
This is my cylinder tank. I've been looking around for something of a vase, and I saw this. I had to get it. And I've got my little betta hanging out in there. He's pretty much by himself in there. He's enjoying the flow from the filter.
Yeah, speaking of filter, you've actually got a canister filter on this tiny tank, which is pretty amazing. You know, the water volume of that canister is probably half the volume of this container. But he definitely looks happy in there, just motoring around. And then appropriately sized Phoenix light, of course. It's only about
Right.
6 inches too long on each side, but it is lighting it well, and
That's a temporary measure until we get it into a more permanent place where we can at least see it.
looks like some Anubias Nana Petite here.
Just a little company.
That's right. Oh, now he's hiding now that he knows that I'm filming him. This thing is awesome. Have you thought about getting any plants growing up out of the top?
Yeah, probably when I move it.
These like quarantine tanks, or?
This is a little experiment trying to get smaller, unheated fish.
Okay.
So far, the only thing that's really done well in there are the Ember Tetras.
Yep. Kind of hiding in the back there. These what, 5.5 gallon tanks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They'll probably be replaced soon enough for the 20 long, but for the time being, they're hanging out in there.
Sure. Yeah, just some fluorescent lighting it looks like, and yeah, it looks like another start to a tank up above.
Yep. This used to be the my big 29 gallon community, which has been replaced. Everybody's moved over to a bigger tank.
Okay.
So this is TBD. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it.
Awesome. We'll have to check back in.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please leave any feedback or questions down below. For any items featured in the video today, check out aquariumcoop.com.